What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here, and today we're going to be showcasing 3 must-have weapons from the King's Fall raid. Now, the King's Fall raid is, of course, the raid preceding the Wrath of the Machine raid added in the Rise of Iron expansion. King's Fall was added with the previous expansion, the Taken King, and although by now it is a very old raid, the light level of the gear that's dropping is pretty low, from 310 to 320, and the light level of the enemies you face is very low as well. The gear is all infusable, and with 1-to-1 infusion, that means that any gear you get in King's Fall can be very quickly turned into extremely viable end game gear, up to 400 light if you want it to be. So that's why today we are going over 3 of the best weapons from King's Fall. Weapons that you should definitely, if you don't have them, get a team together, tackle King's Fall, and try to get these weapons. Or if you do have them, these are the weapons that you don't want to delete. Even though I know vault space is getting pretty damn limited. Seriously, Bungie, do something about that. Anyways, guys, before we break these weapons down, guys, if you enjoy this content and want to see more, please remember to support it by liking, commenting, and especially sharing. It's a simple thing to do, but it really helps me out. So let's get started with the first King's Fall weapon I would definitely recommend getting. It's the Smite of Merain Pulse Rifle. This pulse rifle, along with every other primary weapon, is acquirable by defeating the final boss with Oryx. The Smite is definitely my pick for the best King's Fall primary weapon. However, I will admit that the Doom of Chelch's Scout Rifle is not far behind. So if you get a good roll on your Doom and you enjoy Scout Rifles, that can definitely replace the Smite. But again, I prefer this Pulse Rifle. Now, I should say that there is 2 versions of the weapons you get from King's Fall. The normal versions that drop in normal mode, and the harrowed versions that drop in hard mode. Aside from the light level they drop at and the look of the weapons, there's no difference. And because there's 1-to-1 infusion and both of them are dropping way lower light anyways, it really doesn't matter which difficulty you do them on, although hard mode will give you just more loot. Now, why should you use the Smite of Merain over a normal legendary pulse rifle? Well, it's because of its unique raid perks. Firstly, all King's Fall raid weapons have the intrinsic perk Will of Light. This perk deals bonus damage against all taken enemies, 10% bonus damage to be specific. So that's pretty good. A pulse rifle that's going to get 10% bonus damage for free against all taken enemies. There is a lot of relevant activities, strikes, Nightfalls that feature a ton of taken enemies. Doing 10% bonus damage compared to all other legendary pulse rifles without taking up a perk slot is pretty damn good. In addition to that, all of the King's Fall weapons also come with the unique perk Cocoon. What this does is that when you stow away your weapon, when you switch to a different weapon, the King's Fall weapons will automatically reload. This can do absolute wonders for your DPS. If you're fighting a boss and you want to keep your DPS high, you can use a King's Fall weapon, dump an entire magazine from the Smite, for example, into that boss, switch to your sniper rifle, or let's say your Thunderlord machine gun, dump an entire magazine of Thunderlord into that boss, switch right back to your pulse rifle, and it will be fully reloaded and you can do it again. In fact, if you have 2 weapons with Cocoon, you can switch back and forth if your timing is right, never having to stop to reload. And again, that is fantastic for keeping your DPS high on a boss. It's also just very useful all around. The ability to switch to another weapon instead of reloading and then switching back and it having been already reloaded just kind of makes you experience a lot fewer occasions where reloading gets you in trouble and even gets you killed. Now, one more thing about King's Fall weapons, the last perk I have, Firefly, is randomized between 4 different perks. The 4 perks that can spawn on the Smite are firstly, glass half full, bottom half of the magazine deals extra damage, life support, kills with the weapon while critically wounded have a chance to regenerate health, Firefly, which is what I have, precision kills cause the target to explode, probably the best perk in my opinion, very good in PvE, and lastly, Danger Close, gains bonus reload and handling when 2 or more enemies are nearby. So in total, the Smite of Merain deals free bonus damage against all taken enemies and has a perk that increases its DPS outside the realm of a normal legendary pulse rifle. And on top of that, it has pretty good overall stats. Certainly not the best in terms especially of stability, but definitely serviceable. Now moving on, the next weapon that is absolutely a must-have from King's Fall is the Defiance of Yasmin sniper rifle. Now the Defiance of Yasmin is also going to get that taken damage bonus from Will of Light. It's also going to get Cocoon, and by the way, Cocoon is excellent for a sniper rifle, being able to empty your magazine into a boss, into a high level enemy, switch to your primary, heavy, or whatever, which you're going to want to do anyway, and then switch back and it's already going to be reloaded. Fantastic. In addition to those things, however, the Defiance of Yasmin just has overall fantastic stats. Firstly, this sniper rifle has an incredibly clear scope when aimed down sights, making it super easy to hit those precision shots when shooting your targets. And that combined with a super good aim assist of 69. And how good is that? Well, the Defiance of Yasmin actually ties in 5th place for the highest aim assist of any sniper rifle throughout Destiny's history. So yeah, that's pretty damn good. In fact, these features make the Defiance of Yasmin a really good PvP sniper rifle. The Defiance was actually a pretty common sight for a very long time in PvP, especially around when King's Fall first launched, and there's no reason it still isn't effective today. If you are looking for a decent PvP sniper, the Defiance is legitimately a good choice. Super clear optics, great aim assist, overall pretty good stats, it's fantastic. And again, it's very good in PvE as well. The Cocoon perk and the Will of Light perk are exactly what you want in a PvE scenario. So the Defiance is just all around probably the best weapon coming out of the King's Fall raid. Definitely something you want in your arsenal. As for the random perks that can spawn with the Defiance, firstly we have Perfectionist, making it so that if every round in the magazine is a precision kill, the whole magazine is actually refunded. Next we have Firefly, causing an explosion with a precision kill, very useful, probably the best one. After that we have Life Support, and then we have Hot Swap, making it so that readying this weapon gives you a brief period of bonus accuracy. But again, Firefly is pretty much what you're looking for. And moving on, the last King's Fall weapon that you need in your arsenal is the Quillum's Terminus machine gun. This weapon yet again has Will of Light and Cocoon, Cocoon being again incredibly effective on machine guns specifically, but also the Quillum's Terminus is just overall a fantastically effective heavy machine gun. It, just like Defiance of Yasmin, has an incredibly clear sight. In fact, probably one of the best optics of any machine guns in Destiny. It is so easy. It's kind of weird with this weapon. It doesn't have actually the best stability, but I find this weapon so easy to use, so easy to land precision shots when using the Terminus. It's actually kind of weird. In fact, the Quillum's Terminus was so good in PvP at one point because of these factors that Bungie specifically nerfed this weapon and lowered its ammo capacity so you couldn't go on these ridiculous sprees because so many people were using it. Like, that's how good this weapon was. And even though, yes, it does have a little bit less ammo capacity, this thing still wrecks in PvP and PvE. If you're a player who likes using machine guns in Destiny and never wants to have to experience a machine gun reload ever again, yes, Cocoon can do that, you should definitely get the Quillum's Terminus. Now as for the random perks the Quillum's Terminus can spawn with, firstly, it has Life Leech, 3 rapid kills with this weapon, heals a small amount and starts health regeneration, actually a pretty good PvE perk, as is Army of 1, quick unassisted kills with this weapon, reduced grenade and melee cooldown. It also can spawn with Eye of the Storm. It gets more accurate as your health gets lower, probably one of the worst perks you can get with it. And lastly, Persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. Life Leech and Army of 1 are the 2 perks that stands out to me as pretty good. And so guys, that's going to conclude the 3 must-have weapons from the King's Fall raid. Now if you're interested in going after any of these weapons, there is always LFG sites open and looking for business with people trying to do King's Fall even still. So check out destinylfg.com.net.org, any of those sites, the r/Fireteams subreddit, and so on. Additionally, I did make an entire King's Fall raid guide for dummies video, and I would definitely recommend you watch that before delving headfirst into King's Fall. It's a very mechanics focused raid. If you've never done it, it will be pretty hard to do without any beforehand knowledge. Now guys, if you enjoyed this video and found it interesting, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. And if you want to see more Destiny content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you want to be actually notified of new uploads, be sure to press the bell beside subscribe. Now if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a good day.